I will now focus on the population, samples and sampling. Sampling your population is crucial and significant to any research because if the population is large, you need to have a smaller group. However, the data that you would have collected from your sample can be inferred to the larger group. That means what you have found in your sample cohort can, with confidence, be applied to the population. However, one needs to pay attention to certain conditions. First of all, ensuring that your sample has the same characteristics as that of your population, even if the ratio in your population varies, so the ratio in your sample has to vary accordingly. The image on the second slide speaks for itself and explains quite clearly what I have just said. As you can see from the image, the sample shaded in red makes part of the universal population, or as it is called, the larger group, which is the population under study. Here I would like to make a comment on the term the inferential leap, because from what I've read in comments, I think I need to clarify what inferential leap is. Remember, you have a population, let's say, of about 2000, which is impossible to, if you're going to interview or if you're going to distribute a survey, to accomplish. So we select a sample from that population. And as you can read in the third point on the slide, from sample statistic, one infers population parameters. And this is what the inferential leap is all about. In other words, what one finds in the sample, as I said earlier, with all confidence, one can say that it exists also in the population. To give you an exemplar, if you have observed it and you have watched it, this is what happens before elections, particularly in Malta. When they have brought in all the boxes of the different districts, they take a sample. And with confidence, they say that the results that they have obtained from that sample would reflect in the population, and they announce with confidence which direction the election would be going, which party would be winning the election once all the boxes have been opened. And from my experience, there has never been a mistake. The inferential leap is nothing less than generalizing the findings. This means that it allows the researcher to generalize the findings that he has gathered from his data. As I said before, generalization depends on the sample you have selected. You have to make sure that the sample represents the population, and even the sample size is crucial to the study. If the sample does not represent the population, then we can say that the study has been collected from a biased sample. The image in this slide will show you clearly what I mean by a representative sample. So here we have a population of 50 where we have 20 males and 30 females. Now, if you look at the image shaded in green, you will see that it is a biased sample. Why? Because in that sample we have only males. So the sample does not represent the population. However, if we look at the image shaded in yellow, we can say with confidence that that is a representative sample, since the females outnumber the males in the ratio of 3:2. As you can see, in that representative sample, we have 3 females and 2 males. If for some reason or reasons you cannot have access to the population, then in your write-up you need to state the limitations regarding that aspect, that you did not have access to all the population that you desired. And so the sample was selected from a compromised population.